What is good? Hey guys, what's going on? All you beautiful people out there on the Turds and the Twitch lands and the interwebs and all that other fun stuff. You are here tonight live in Gamers and Mead on the Gamers and Mead channel, watching the one and only Gamers and Roundtable. Pull up a stool, have a drink as we dive straight into the gaming world and talk about all the fun stuffs. I say quote unquote fun stuffs because some of those fun stuffs happen to be really crappy news. But yeah, no, come and pull up a stool, have a drink, and dive into the fun stuffs. So now the thing is, we got a bit of a slightly different lineup tonight because Captain Tenrak Taylor the Terrible and Shibo Akuma Von Drunky the Fuck Clown, the legendary Mustard Tiger Eating Walrus Cheeseburger Bandit have oh my god, Firebane, have unfortunately been kind of burned out of commission because adulting. So let me go around and do the introductions. So over to the right-hand corner, and I realize I'm pointing in mirror face, so I'm just going to do that. Right-hand corner is the lovely Queen of the Kitty Kingdom, the Empress of the Adorabubble, the one and the only Katie Cat 22.
Hello.
Yeah. So we got Katie Cat 22, and this is her first Gamers Roundtable actually, and which is really cool because she's been a long-time viewer, and now she's actually on the Gamers Roundtable. So woot! And then on the bottom we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, and no, he's not playing out of his mother's basement. It's the one and only Phoenix Rising 28. What is up, dude? How you doing? Say hi to all the peoples out there in the interwebs.
Hello, everybody on the interwebs.
Yes, and then finally, last but certainly not least, in the bottom right-hand corner, there we go. Oh, Phoenix, thank you for the host. Down in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the man, is the other man in myth and legend of the West Coast himself, and you know him by his top hat. You know him by that crazy look. It is the classiest of the classiest, the one and the only Firebane. Give it up. What is up,
ladies and
Firebane?
gentlemen? Hello, welcome to the show. We are thrilled to have you here. We are thrilled to be with you. We are thrilled to touch you in many different ways that you don't actually realize, but thank you very much for joining us here, and we hope to have a fantastic time tonight. Thank you.
Nice. All right, but so now, as usual, before we get into everything, as usual, thank you, Katie Cat, for the host. So, now that, so, anyways, though, right before we get started into all the, in the nitty-gritty of all this stuff, we must pass the tradition, because, first off, I need to say that I have come equipped with, these nuts! Yes, I have come equipped with these nuts, as par tradition, honey roasted this time, my favorite. And then, also, we've got another dude who's joining us on the stream tonight, this little guy right here. He has now officially been named Firebane. You should recognize this.
I have to wait until I see it on the stream. You're still showing your icon on my Skype. Oh, yeah. Ooh, got it.
Yeah, you see this?
Nice.
This is the Raven.
Very nice.
This is the Raven that I won in Firebane's raffle, and he has officially been given a name. His name is Gil Faizan, charmed, I'm sure, after Gil Faizan from the Kroll Show, and that's Tim and Taylor's idea. That was Tim and Taylor's idea, not mine, but yeah, the Raven's name is officially Gil Faizan, charmed, I'm sure.
Wonderful.
So that's that. And then now, just for the last little bit, just because I've been waiting to debut this thing on the Gamers Roundtable for the longest time now, but I will be drinking some lovely Guinness tonight out of one of my other new pint glasses, and this is my new DBZ Gohan pint glass.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
That looks fun.
Yep. And then here's the grand finale of them all. Now, this will probably take a little bit to show up on the stream, but I am going to be drinking my beer, or at least pouring it into the glass, courtesy of this nifty little device, which Allegra, my fiance, gave to me for Christmas. For those of you guys that might recognize this is basically what's known as the physics-free freestanding draft system. It's literally this thing where you can put your beer in it and it comes out tasting like it's from a bar tap. It is amazing, and I've been wanting to try it out on stream, and I'll be doing that in the background while these crazy peoples here are going to be talking about the awesome news stories. But so while I'm doing that, pull up a stool, have a drink, come and make yourselves known in the chat, and we thank you guys for being here. So hey, who wants to? So now the question of the night, as always, who wants to start off? And a hush came over the crowd.
Killing 6, injuring 12, filming 11.
Yeah, but no. Who
Well,
wants to?
ladies and gentlemen, then, Dave.
Well, no. I was just gonna say who's gonna start off because I don't mind who starts off in particular. Do we have to fight to the death over this or something?
Oh, no, I'll go ahead. I'll get the thing started here. That'll get everybody nice and comfortable with the things. We'll get everything flowing, get that ebb and flow thing going. I don't even know what that means, but we're going to try it anyway. So here's what I'm thinking, guys. So we're going to talk briefly. Let's go ahead, since we are a Twitch show, let's talk Twitch. That's right. Thank you for joining me here for Talking Twitch. Yes, I've got something in my eye. Yes, it's my finger. So Twitch lately has actually opened up something brand new. It is now called the IRL channel, or the IRL section.
I've seen that.
We've seen a lot of different sections pop up with Twitch. Everything from creative, which was one of the originals back from Justin TV days, where people you can watch somebody either sit there and paint something gorgeous or do stick figures for that matter. They've also created the music channel, where you're able to go in there and listen to music that people are spinning right then and there. That's another fantastic channel. Or all the different games. One of the other latest ones is the eating channel, if you want to sit there and watch somebody chew their food.
Sorry.
But some people, it is all about the food and what they eat. And you know what? I am a fluffy bastard. I totally get the need for needing to stuff your face. Sharing it with an audience, for me, that might not be my thing, but somebody else right here might actually like to do that sort of a thing. But I know myself. I'm going to smack my food, or I might accidentally belch or fart live on camera. I don't think anyone really wants to deal with that personally. I mean, that's just my opinion on it. But the newest thing is IRL. And what does this translate to? This is in real life. So this is Twitch's answer to vlogging. So what it is you can go on to the IRL channel and basically start broadcasting and talking about something that interests you. Engage with your audience. Don't just stand there and twiddle your thumbs up your ass. Nobody wants to see that in the first place. But the reality is this is going to be a place for the actual viewers to connect with their audience. This is going to be a great opportunity for them to sit there and engage with them, talk with them, have full-on conversations, find out what makes them tick, and they get to find out what makes you tick. So that's the newest launch that we've really been dealing with here in the Twitch universe, Twitchiverse, or whatever you want to call it. And what it is going to be. Now, this is also good for people, say, like when I start up my show, or one of you guys start up your show, where you can actually market as IRL, because you're like, I don't want to start gaming yet. I really just want to talk with people and engage them. And that is okay. So, that's the newest on the Twitch news.
Interesting. Yeah, I've been seeing IRL pop up in a lot of places. So it's very interesting that Twitch has actually kind of thrown their hat into the ring when it comes to vlogging.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, with Twitch, with the purchase of Twitch, with Amazon's purchase of Twitch, you can imagine there's going to be a lot of different changes. It's going to be trying to expand, and Amazon knows how to market. Amazon is very good at marketing. So they're going to take this, and they're going to try and grow the business further than it ever has before. Hey, Tim, how you doing?
Yo, Timmy boy, what's going on, man?
Hey, Tim.
Yeah, just in case you guys are new to the channel, this is the one and only Tim the Strategist. Tim has been one of the longtime hosts on the Roundtable. He unfortunately cannot make it tonight because, basically, to simply put it, his internet is being General Fuckwhistle McBastard Nugget.
Oh, okay. Tim, before you go anywhere, Tim. So, I need just a moment here. Okay, I don't have the picture up, but I'll do this because I heard that something just passed. So I just want to say, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tim. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Tim. That's right. Now I have to talk in an ultra deep voice to gain my manliness back. But happy birthday, good sir. And I hope that it was a spectacular birthday indeed.
Hope you heard that one, Tim. He sang it especially for you. Damn it.
All right.
That was great, Fireman. That was good. You sure you didn't audition for American Idol?
No, I'm pretty sure.
I thought he was a Marilyn Monroe stand-in.
Actually, I do it out on Hollywood Boulevard. I put the skirt on and everything, stand above the grate.
Oh, Lord.
Exactly, that's what I thought.
You are quite welcome, Tim. Quite welcome indeed. So now that that's actually been going, so who's next? Who's got some interesting stuff to talk with us about here? What sort of news stories do we got? I'll come back with you guys later with some other stuff.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, I got one we could touch on here. It would be the Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switch. All right. Well, so what's the word? So what's the good word on the Nintendo Switch, Phoenix?
Not so much a good word. Let's rephrase that one. The bad word on Nintendo Switch. They're already talking about having a recall on this. It's not even out for the States, and they're already talking about a recall. Considering that the Nintendo Switch was supposed to be designed for not only just mobile use, but also for home. The problem is they're running into problems with the ports, because now, as I'm reading this, it comes with a USB-C port, which is, I guess, the newer port, but it's also the bulkiest one out of all the, adapters. They're saying that they're having issues with that. The HDMI port is failing during some of the gameplay.
Oh my God.
Really?
And as for the battery life, we don't want to discuss that.
Oh God.
They're calling for less than an hour.
Oh, see, this is something where I really think they were trying to rush things out to keep up with the market. And what happens is when you really rush on these sort of things, you miss a lot of steps. You're too worried about being competitive, which is a good point. But at the same time, take a moment to make sure your shit works. I mean, come on, haven't we learned our lesson from Samsung?
Right. I mean, especially for the price tag, because you got to think the price tag on it just for the system and all that alone is $299, which is, I mean, what the cost of a PlayStation 4, PS4 Pro, and an Xbox One S.
Jeez.
So if you want to talk to it, I mean, then they come with another accessory bundle, which is another $90, which comes with the, the stuff needed for the home and mobile. I mean, so you're looking more than a price of a PS4 Pro, more than the price of an Xbox One S, even possibly more than the Xbox One Scorpio, which is due to come out this year.
Jeez.
I mean, and you're having all these problems already. To me, I think they just need to overhaul the Nintendo Switch before it's released.
Yeah.
At least here in the States.
I'm literally. No, sorry, Firebin. Go ahead.
Well, has Nintendo put out a statement yet in regards to this recall and what's going on?
They're denying it. But
I'm sorry, what? I'm
yeah,
sorry,
they are
what?
denying it.
Okay, I'd say.
And hi, Nola Nova. It's good to see you, buddy.
Hey, Nola Nova. Just welcome to the show. Good to have you. Okay, I would say that I need to drop something right now, but I don't exactly want to drop my new pint glass, which has a very nice glass of Guinness in it. So I'll just make the.
Don't drop that.
I'll just imaginary. What?
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, Tim, to be honest, like you put the PS4 Pro $399 here in Ohio. I've found them as cheap as actually $299, brand new, everything.
So here's the question: how exactly does this happen? How does the price vary from state to state? How is the price varying from state to state? Meaning with supply and demand.
Probably by how it's bought through the wholesaler and all that. I mean, being at the business I'm at, I mean, for instance, my beer prices are probably the lowest in the state.
Yo, Street Mario Bro, what's up, dude?
A 30-pack of Busch, we'll say Busch Heavy, is $19.20, where I can go across the street to another drive-thru that's over there, and it's almost $24.
Hey, Katie, are these the same kind of experiences that you're having at all? Like just,
What do you mean?
well, no, like, are you seeing like in New Jersey, the price is probably a lot different over there just for anything.
No, it's similar to Boston. East Coast is pretty much the same up and down the board, except for if you get into like Virginia area, just because West Virginia and Tennessee, Kentucky, those are normally cheaper prices down there. But nope, same prices as Boston, yo.
Well, how about that? Well, how about that? That's just astounds me. But
you're in Jersey too.
No, I know I'm in Jersey too, but that still just
you
astounds
would
me.
pay the same price.
No, I know, but that's still and yeah, Streeter, Tenrack Taylor and Drunky the Fuck Clown have unfortunately been wiped out due to adulting.
Yeah, it was a really tragic
That's
accident, to be completely honest with them. They had a stack of bills fall over on them.
Yeah. And actually, it was even worse. It was his life uses adulting with stack of bills. It's super effective.
Okay, so I'm going to do the whole light rant here for just a second. This is the old man rant for just a moment in regards to the statement of adulting. That's right, adulting. God damn it, when I was a kid, we just called it growing up and paying your bills. You don't actually have to do a hashtag adulting when you do your laundry, clean your clothes, you dirty little shit. Okay,
Wait,
that's
you
all.
hashtag everything?
And that has been
No, maybe.
and that has been tonight's Old Man Rant, courtesy of Firebane.
Hashtag quick flush.
Oh,
What?
God.
Nothing. So,
Oh, God, but I'm sorry, Phoenix. No, it's just because that astounds me that Nintendo is flat out denying it.
Yes.
now,
But on the upside of it, though, the games that are coming out are like a lot of the revamps. Like they're coming out with a new Bomberman and a few other ones that should be due when it comes out. I guess Super Mario is in there somewhere along the lines as well.
Yeah, I'm hearing something about that.
well, all right.
So if they can fix those problems, I foresee the Switch actually being very, how do I want to put this, productive.
Okay.
Their sales. But if they're gonna keep having the problems with the USB Type-C port or the HDMI port, then including the battery life, then it's not even going to be worth the buy.
Jeez. Which would be a damn shame because, you know, Nintendo is the company that when you buy something from them, it's almost kind of like, I'm just going to use this here for another example as well, but Konami. When you saw the Konami trademark on something, you knew you were getting a quality product. But nowadays, with all the crap that's going on, you know, it's crazy.
Well, the biggest thing, not to over talk or anything,
go ahead,
but
Katie,
the biggest
please.
thing is with production, they want the cheapest product so they could get more for their buck out of it. And the problem is they're losing quality on it a lot of times, and they don't realize it till it's too late half the time, or they do realize it and don't think it will affect the product, and it ends up biting them in the butt.
That's unfortunate, but from my pragmatic standpoint, it's probably very true.
Yep.
It's a damn shame because when you look at the Nintendo trademark, Nintendo doesn't just mean you're getting a quality product. Nintendo is like a whole entire legacy. We're talking about the people that made Donkey Kong, Super Mario, freaking Legend of Zelda, all those big games that are still getting royalty money from all of the marketing that is being done through all of the various products you find in almost every GameStop, every strip mall. Like, it's crazy. You know, because they got a legacy to them. Probably the same thing with Konami too, but it's amazing that these game companies are taking it downhill, especially when it comes to their products. It's just because to me it's really just downright crazy that some of these companies just really don't think about honest business before greasing the wheels of productivity and keeping the dollars rolling in. But I'm an old school dude.
If we're talking old school, I love retro gaming. Just saying. Like, original PS1 games were the shit.
Oh, yeah.
You're calling it retro and old school. I mean, come on, guys. This is terrible. I'm talking Tandy here. I mean, damn it, ColecoVision for rock. I'm talking the little green screen with the tiny triangle, and we called it a turtle because it seemed pathetic to call it a triangle. Then you typed in the coordinates and watch, oh, look, it made a rectangle. Don't you feel special? Yeah! Oh, look! It moved!
Oh, God.
It's one of those things. But Etch and Sketch was Light Bright. Let's talk Light Bright for a moment, okay? That was my 16-bit system right there. Was a damn Light Bright. You know, it's one of those. I love it when I hear people. I remember one time where I was jumping back onto Counter-Strike. Yes, I am 40 years old and I play Counter-Strike. And my mom still hasn't slept with half of you that claim it. Just half though. And so The other thing that is, though, is the fact that I told somebody, it's like, yeah, I've been playing Counter-Strike since it very first came out. Oh, you're talking Counter-Strike Origins? No, asshole, it was just called Counter-Strike then. You know, it was one of those, I don't need you to call it Origins, or you don't need to say, yeah, I played base 1 point this, point that. You call it by the original game name, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you get to admit that it is pure bragging rights unto itself, and trust me, people have been telling me that they slept with my mom back then, and now their kids are saying that they slept with, or their grandkids are telling me that they slept with my mom. She gets around a lot, if you guys haven't really noticed. So... that's all I had to say.
I'm just sitting here trying to process this, and I'm like, okay.
Just drink your beer, honey.
Yeah.
But
I'm the
speaking
product
of the
of
retro side. Oops, sorry, Firebrain.
No, please, by all means.
But no, speaking on the retro side, they're actually revamping a lot of the retro games.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think a lot of what that comes from, and this is my opinion, if I'm not interrupting you, that is, I think a lot of what that comes from is people are running out of ideas. It's the same thing in the movie circuits, where there are barely any original ideas left. They've all been used. Every idea has come out. So they're refitting things, redoing them. It's like, well, shit, if it sold to these kids when they were young, or to us when we were kids, let's put it back out and just make a prettier skin for it.
Right.
Jeez.
Well, I mean, the original creator, like this one I wanted to touch on, Toe Jam and Earl, one of my favorite games from back in the Sega days.
Toe Jam and Earl.
They're actually remaking it, but they're going about it completely different. It is now known as an indie game. As I'm reading, they even got a Kickstarter for this. It's Toe Jam and Earl Back in the Groove. Now,
Really?
yes, the creator of it, what is his name? Greg Johnson, who owns the Toe Jam and Earl name, is the one who's doing this. They are not using Sega as a backing anymore. He's doing this as an indie project. It looks like it's been funded to about $300K now, and they're trying to make it to $800K.
I see.
Huh.
Do they have any particular goals? Because as I remember correctly, with Kickstarter, people can set various milestones for people to for the money to reach. I'm trying to remember.
Well, from what I'm reading here on the Kickstarter itself, it says $15 will get you the game when it's released. So if you were to come in and put $5 in, and then technically it's going to be $20. So you do the whole $20, you actually get the game itself when it's released.
Huh. Interesting.
And it says you can get the physical copy of the game and a bunch of other goodies for $40 if you bump up the pledge. But you have to make at least a $5 pledge. So $45, it gives you that and, much more added to it.
Huh.
Okay.
And they say for their actual milestone, for them to even release it, they're only short 80,000.
This actually sounds quite nice. It sounds quite nice that they're actually going back and revamping the old games. I mean, Fireman, I can definitely see your point with talking about how that there's not really that many original ideas out there anymore. But at the same time, my personal opinion, I think that one of the other big reasons why old school games are getting revamped is because developers are looking back to the old school games and they're thinking, there was something good with this. Let's bring it back.
Well, of course. I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
But, game developers are trying to keep their jobs going. It's the same thing with, it was recently brought up to me for the Firewave, about more changes to Facebook. Well, yeah, Facebook was fantastic. It really was. But that's a whole corporation. If you look at there and say, hey, stamp of approval, we're done, a lot of people lose their jobs. So they're going to continually make changes and always try to improve things for profit's sake.
Yeah.
All right.
Man. But no, I'm honestly, because here's the thing. I was one of those kids that didn't grow up with video game systems. I didn't get my first video game system until I was probably like 13 or 12, and it was a Game Boy Advance SP. Yeah, I didn't grow up with a game system. My parents never let me have a game system. If I was ever playing video games, it was at a friend's house. So I got a Game Boy Advance SP as my first one. But for a kid that doesn't have, all that never grew up with a game system, I'm actually excited for Toe Jam and Earl to come out. I'm actually excited for it to come out.
That's wonderful.
And they are redoing Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh my
that'll
God.
be just fun.
Yes.
Oh man.
I don't know. If they keep it to the platformer side, then it should be great. But if they try to advance it like they have on a few other occasions, it's gonna flop again.
Because I remember Sonic Free Riders having it went down faster in a flaming fireball of failure than like the comet that took out Tunguska.
Are they doing Sonic Generations 2, supposedly?
Really?
Supposedly, because my friend is obsessed with Sonic and owns every single game of Sonic and makes me play every single game of Sonic. And that's his favorite part of any movie that contains Sonic. And he's like all hyped about Sonic Generations 2.
Jeez.
Which means it's all the games put into one game again. So that'll be interesting.
That will be interesting. But so just want to grab a bit of a general consensus here. So with regards to the Nintendo Switch, what's everybody's opinion on this?
I think that it's unfortunate that they're facing this technical problem, and if it's a problem with the ports and everything and nothing's exploding, well, that's a good sign. But if it's a problem with the ports, of course, that's going to be unfortunate. People have already made their purchases, Christmas gifts have been given, things like that. They need to get it fixed, get it back out there properly, don't put out something half-assed, and do it right. And preferably next time, they'll take this as a sign to, all right, let's make sure it gets out here right the first time. If you look at the entire history of Nintendo, I mean, how many times have we had full recalls or anything of that nature? Honestly, they've got a good track record. Yeah, it sucks they slipped up, but I'm sure they'll recover it.
Okay. Phoenix, what do you think?
I mean, as I said, I was looking forward to it. When I was reading into this, it makes me real leery on now if I want to purchase this or not. So, but as Fireman was saying, they do have an amazing track record, and stuff happens. But this is what happens when you go for mass production to cost.
Quantity over quality.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Katie, what do you think about all this?
I think they should just own their shit, get it over with, fix it, and move on. Because the more you deny it, the harder and the longer it's going to get to fix something that should be fixed right away, just to appease your followers and appease the people who want to buy your product. Because you're just going to steer more people away from it if you don't fix it and say, yeah, we made a mistake, and yeah, we should fix this, and we're gonna fix this.
Yeah, I agree, and I mean especially because also just saying with what Street Mario said, I like how you can download GameCube games on the Switch. Yeah, that would be a hell of a thing to miss out if Nintendo doesn't own up to their shit, actually fix the problems that are going on, own up to what's going on, and then re-release it. Because there's nothing wrong with admitting to a mistake. There's everything wrong with denying it and pretending that the problem doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Yeah, so hey Phoenix, if you'd be so kind as just to put the links for those articles into the chat so people can take a look at that for their viewing pleasure. And
I just closed it out too.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, for all of you out there in the chat, give us your opinion as you because even though we've talked about it all over here, we want to hear your guys' opinion. So go ahead, tell us the Nintendo Switch recall, Toe Jam and Earl getting remade as an indie game. What do you guys think? And then even the same thing with the with IRL as well. What do you guys think about the whole IRL thing with Twitch? Because me personally, it's interesting that Twitch has kind of thrown their hat into the ring with putting in IRL. But moving on though. So Katie, you have stories. I'm interested.
I only have one story really tonight, but I'm excited. I love South Park the show, and they did South Park Stick of Truth, and now they're finally officially again doing South Park Fractured But Whole, which I'm excited about, and it's coming out March 31st, 2017. And originally, the game was supposed to come out last spring. They pushed the date back, said December 6th, had the pre-order all set up, and if you pre-ordered, you got a free version of the Stick of Truth to play. And you got some other DLC for the new game coming out. But the biggest problem was when they pushed it back again to March 31st, everybody who had the pre-order and was playing Stick of Truth lost their game and also lost all of their save file of it. So you had to pre-order again to get the game back.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That just
My
sounds
friend
painful.
was not happy. But
That just sounds painful. Oh God.
It is. You have to replay a whole game over again. God forbid. But it's a fun game, especially if you like the South Park series. And I'm excited because South Park Fractured But Whole is actually Coon and Friends, so you're superheroes, where the last one, Stick of Truth, was more Lord of the Rings meshed with Game of Thrones style. So
Yeah.
I'm actually excited for this one. And it looks like they're going to have more of the girl characters in it
Yeah.
and more of the friends to play with. So I'm excited.
I remember actually when I watched this one YouTuber, a guy named KSI. He was playing Stick of Truth, and he was trying to put in his name, and Carmen was like,
You've chosen the name Douchebag. Is this correct?
freaking Cartman. And then I remember actually when I watched the Game of Thrones episode of South Park, and like.
So, Kenny, we're all going to the Red Robin dinner.
I'm sorry. I really did like that episode. But
Oh, that was a great one. Absolutely.
In that trilogy of episodes, they actually made fun of Stick of Truth as an idea for a game, and then they turned it into a game based on it because so many people were like, where can I get it? Which is why they started the video game, or these two video games, because they have original PS2 games, which I actually have one of them somewhere. But yeah.
Yeah.
It was like weird trivia.
I see. But yeah, so they pushed the, did they give a reason as to why they pushed the date back even further?
They didn't want to do a lot of DLCs. They don't want to keep adding to it. They just want it to be beautiful once and release it once, basically. And because of that, they felt it wouldn't be complete. So they pushed it back just to make sure they had enough time to make it pretty.
So the long and short of it is they want to get it right on the first try.
Exactly, which Nintendo Switch should have done, maybe. Just saying. But yeah.
Just wondering though, Katie, do you have the specific article that talks about all this?
Post it now.
Sweetness.
I was in chat.
Jeez. Man, but so what do you guys think about all of this? The fact that the publisher's actually pushing the date back because they want to get it like right on the first try.
I think that's really good, and honestly, I think that's one of my big frustrations that some games do is this whole like downloadable content thing, where sometimes you do want to just buy a game once. You want to enjoy the game for what it is, and you don't want to have to, oh, well, I need to buy this, buy that, buy that, buy that, buy that, every other extra thing, or to have your game update every 5 days because of the fact that they're like, oh, we forgot to fix this. Oh, wait, we found this. We found this. We found this. I think the developers need to take a little time and make sure they put out the right game the first time.
Okay,
Exactly.
that is true. I can definitely agree with that, Fireman. I definitely like the fact that the developer is saying that that things are still not right. We want to get it right on the first try. At the same time, though, it's they put themselves in a little bit of a corner because there's every chance that they are telling the truth, but at the same time, that statement is something that can cause a little bit of discontent within the fan base because I'm not sure how many of you guys remember, but when Ubisoft talked about how Watch Dogs and The Crew their dates had to be pushed back, citing technological issues, and then when Watch Dogs finally comes out, the graphics were downgraded and people were not happy and felt betrayed by the quality of the game. Same thing with I wasn't sure if it was the same thing with The Crew and whatnot, but that was something that had slashed a lot of people's dreams. And this is something that I feel, that I'm hoping that it really is the real reason why they're pushing back the due date. Because if not, they're going to have a lot of discontent. They're going to have a lot of fans that are a bit more than discontented with what their promise was, is believing what their original promise was. They backed themselves into a little bit of a corner, but I will say this though. Overall, I do admire them wanting to get it right on the first try.
That and also Sony is dealing with a possible takeover, so they're pushing back the game a little bit so it doesn't affect the quality of the game.
Wait, Sony's dealing with a takeover?
That's what it says in Ubisoft. My bad, but it's
Yeah,
fun
no,
game.
because
Yeah,
yeah, Ubisoft that they're in that takeover war with Vivendi. I remember covering that at one
Yep.
point. But no, when you said Sony, I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
I misread. I'm sorry.
Oh, this is interesting. So Street Mario Bro 88 here. Streeter has sent something into the chat. This is interesting here. So this is a link to Forbes.com, and I want to continue the article. I don't want to advertise.
One thing that both the Nintendo Switch and Xbox One do better than the PS4.
Ooh. Now what's this? Let's see. Much ado has been made about the Nintendo Switch's tiny storage space. Certainly 32 gigabytes is awfully meager in today's world. It was too small for the Wii U, and it's too cramped for a smartphone like the iPhone 7. Basically, no modern device should come with such a diminutive drive. For a video game console, it's even more absurd given just how large video games are these days. Since gamers are downloading more and more video games rather than picking up copies at retail, this is even more of an issue. On the other hand, the Switch does allow expanded memory via micro SD cards. Right now, a 128GB card can be found as cheap as $40 or so, possibly even less on a good sale. Beyond that size, things get a lot pricier, but those prices are steadily falling. The Switch is compatible with microSD cards up to 2 terabytes, even though cards that size have yet to be released and will be extremely expensive at launch. Still, a couple of smaller cards will do the trick. They're very portable, making it easy to take them with you on the go. You can easily swap one out for another and store different games on different cards and pack them up with your physical Switch game cartridges. It may be a little more money than buying a single hard drive, which are still much cheaper per gigabyte than a microSD card, but not prohibitively expensive. If you're using physical media instead of digital downloads, this is even less of an issue, since you won't need to install each game from the cartridge like you do with the PS4 and Xbox One. That was the Wii U's saving grace as well. It had almost no internal storage, but at least games weren't installed in full and could run from the disk. And then they're reading about a whole bunch of everything else and of stuff with Xbox One and PS4. I'm looking at, just by reading that first section, I can definitely see where they're going with this, and I really, really do hope that Nintendo actually gets their shit together and actually repairs all of this because this sounds, like they really got a moneymaker on their hands. And if they don't do something, then it's going to spiral out of control. There's no other way to put it. And your Xbox came with 1 terabyte Streeter? Nice. Respectable. I got that same hard drive in my computer over here. But what do you guys think about that? That's actually quite ingenious, I find, being able to make it SD card compatible.
I think that would be, if you made it SD card compatible, I think that a lot of people are going to be really thrilled with that. SD cards are growing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, to the point of, I know about terabyte SD cards that are coming out, and when those come out, I think that's just going to be spectacular. Not just for gaming, but for all the other aspects, but to be able to integrate that into something like this would be just very helpful indeed.
Definitely will be, I think. Granted, I've never really used SD cards, but that is something that I think is definitely going to help. So yeah, Streeter, thank you so much for putting in that article, dude. And hey guys, listen, if you guys ever find an article that you ever want us to talk about, go ahead and take that article, tag us on Twitter, either at DaveTheNut1 or at gamers_and_me, and use the hashtag GNMTalk. I'll be putting those handles in the chat right now so you guys can copy and paste them and use them at your leisure. But yeah, go ahead and tag us in that, and if you guys ever want something talked about on stream, then just use that hashtag, tag us in the post, and we will read it out on air and discuss it. Because we want to hear what you guys have to say about the majority of stuff that is happening within the gaming world. There you go, guys. So go ahead and copy those Twitter handles and that hashtag and keep them at the ready if you ever find an interesting story. But that is pretty damn cool. that is pretty damn cool that they're actually getting, that they're actually doing SD card compatibility. But yeah, so, I have a particular story that's actually up next, if it's all right for me for going this turn.
Yeah, absolutely. Go on
Go
that,
ahead.
and after that, I'll step in and do my review thing. And yeah, please.
All right, perfect. So this particular story actually comes from a physical source. This comes from the January issue of Game Informer, right over here. We're not sponsored by Game Informer in any way, even though we really wish we were. But yeah, this particular story comes out of the Game Informer magazine. This is the January issue 285. So if you guys happen to be subscribers, you can find this in the magazine, or you might be able to find this on their Twitter, which is @Game Informer or something. I think, I'm not sure. But this is actually a very interesting story because I read this. The last time I read this story was actually on episode 7. On the last episode of the Roundtable, which I believe was episode 8. It was episode 8 of the Roundtable, which any of you guys might have seen that. It was basically a still picture show where every couple minutes it was like that. It was literally like that. It was all still pictures. But I read this story on the last episode, and the things that actually got cut off in the stream because of internet issues and stuff. But I wanted to reread it right here because I think this is something that all of you guys would probably really, really be interested by. So check this out. This article was written by Andrew Reiner, and it's titled "The Story Behind the Most Star-Studded Game You've Never Heard of." Intrigued?
Oh yeah, no, my nipples are tingling.
Damn it, Firebane! Oh god. Nice. Oh my god. Good, but oh my god. Only you can come up with that kind of stuff. I mean, oh god. Anyways. So, the story behind the most star-studded game you've never heard of. And I quote, "Would you believe Robert De Niro, Cher, Aerosmith, James Belushi, and Christopher Reeve all worked together on a game called 9: The Last Resort. Given the immense star power behind this project, it should have been well known, but it never made it into the spotlight and quickly faded into obscurity. We tracked down the director of this game, and he told us how this unlikely collaboration came to be. In the early 1990s, George Lucas wasn't just known as the creator of Star Wars. He was making a name for himself in technology as well. Lucasfilm helped lead the charge in computer-generated imagery and enhanced audio for films. Subsidiary THX handled the audio, and it became a new standard for movie theaters, video games, and home screening rooms. THX's head of research and development, Buzz Hayes, had a hand in deploying that technology around the world and even worked closely with actor Robert De Niro and film producer Jane Rosenthal to build the Tribeca Film Center in New York. Hayes stayed friends with them and received a peculiar phone call from them years later when he was a producer on the indie film Swimming with Sharks. Quote, "Rosenthal asked me if I knew anybody who could run an interactive company for them," Hayes recalls. "I offered to help introduce them to people in Silicon Valley because I was living in San Francisco at the time," unquote. A few weeks went by, and Hayes, who was feverishly trying to find a company to distribute this film, received another call from Rosenthal. This time, the tone was more urgent. Quote, "Look, we've been trying like crazy to find somebody to run this company," he recalls her saying. "We can't find anyone. Everybody just wants to pitch us their game ideas for Furbies. Would you be interested in running this thing with us?" Unquote. Hayes didn't hesitate in accepting the position and soon became the co-founder of Tribeca Interactive. The only stipulation he had in this agreement was that the company needed to be based in San Francisco. He argued that most of the people making games were in the Bay Area, but he didn't need to convince De Niro since his father lived in the area and he was frequently visiting anyway. With two Hollywood titans at the helm, one would think the office would be divine. But it was actually located in an RV park, in what Hayes describes as a, quote, "funky loft space down a rather funky alley," unquote. The loft space no longer exists, and was in the vicinity of where AT&T Park sits today. The remote location was intentional. The company didn't want attention because of the movie stars behind it. Quote, "We just wanted to lay low. unquote, Hayes says. The company staffed up quickly, plucking key artists and programmers from the Bay Area, including some from Industrial Light and Magic, which is George Lucas's company. Although De Niro and Rosenthal were taking pitches for games as they tried to find someone to run the company, they already had a game in mind and even hired David Green to create a treatment for it. Quote, "It was a rock and roll based thing," Hayes remembers. "There were elements that made sense, but others that wouldn't fit into the context of what we were trying to do with it." Unquote. Hayes took on the role of director of the still unnamed project and helped bring in a key piece of the development team, a renowned painter named Mark Ryden. Dubbed the godfather of pop surrealism, Ryden became a pop icon for his album covers, notably Michael Jackson's Dangerous and Aerosmith's Love in an Elevator. Living it up while I'm going down. And that's my singing moment for the night. Thank you very much. Along with
do it to Aerosmith again.
Oh God! Along with Rolling Stone magazine covers. With Ryden on board, Hayes remembers the excitement for the project and the need to finalize a vision quickly. Quote, "We decided to hold up in a rental house in New Hampshire during the middle of winter just to knock out ideas for 3 or 4 days," unquote, Hayes says. Given the peculiarity of the work environment, the team would take breaks to play video games. The house had the seasonal flair you would expect, fireplaces and bay windows, but also a giant bar filled with arcade games. The team drew inspiration from the games, and then would retreat to the fire to knock around ideas. Once a general semblance of a script was concocted, some characters came to life, as did a general game design. Ryden uses a lot of numerology and symbology in his artwork, and liked the idea of the game just being called 9, as a way of calling out the 9 muses players meet along their journey. It also made sense, since only 9 people were working on the project. In certain regions of the world, the title was altered to 9 the Last Resort. The team settled on making a graphically intensive PC adventure game filled with QuickTime video, spoken dialogue, and puzzles based on musical instruments. Movement was handled like Myst, spelled M-Y-S-T. Myst, with the players viewing pre-rendered environments from the first-person perspective and clicking directions to view it from different angles or move. The player begins as the inheritor of a hotel called the Last Resort, which has recently become the home of 9 muses, as well as 2 evil squatters named the Toxic Twins. The goal of the game is to help the muses build a muse machine, quote-unquote, the only thing that can banish the twins from the hotel. When Hayes and his team returned to California, De Niro reached out to some of his actor friends to see if they would be interested in providing voice work. As development of the game began in earnest, the voice cast ballooned with talent and included Cher as Isadora the Fortune Teller, Christopher Reeve as Thurston Last, the original owner of the hotel, James Belushi as Salty, and Aerosmith's Steven Tyler and Joe Perry as the twins. The final script was written by Tom Minton, one of the creators of Animaniacs, who was brought in for his humor and ability to meld music into his writing. Despite none of the talent knowing much about the game industry, Hayes says they had a great time making the game. Quote, "They were just in it for the right reasons, and it was fun," he says. One of the reasons that cracked me up the most is when we did the recording studio sessions with Steve Tyler and Joe Perry. We went to Gloria Estefan's studio to record their voices, and we had to delay one of the sessions because we were out of fat-free muffins, which is exactly the image you have of rock stars in the recording studio. Other than Steven and Joe, none of them were ever in the same room at the same time, so it was all kind of recorded in isolation. It was a fun project, unquote. Development of 9 The Last Resort took nearly 2 years, and the team thought they had something special on their hands, a more irreverent version of Myst, as Hayes described it. The game launched in 1996 and was published by GT Interactive, but didn't make much of a splash. It quickly and quietly vanished from store shelves, but remains one of the strangest and most star-powered games to date. Quote, "It was a different time and a different place," Hayes recalls. Movie studios wanted to be in that business, which is how Tribeca ended up in it. Now we realize that it was not a good business for a film company like Tribeca. We did the one game and then just decided, you know what, it was fun, but this isn't really what we should be doing. Unquote. Hayes follows suit and left the game industry after directing just one game, and is now working on his own movie businesses. He stays in touch with some of the development team and hopes someday to bring the game back from the dead. He still has all of the assets and game maps, and has even floated the idea of turning 9 into an animated series. Quote, "As we like to say, it was a critical success and a box office failure," Hayes says with a laugh. "It was well worth all of the energy we put into it." Unquote. What do you guys think of that one?
That sounds fun.
Well, I remember Myst and wanting to throw my head through the computer monitor with some of the frustration in the very beginning of the game. But all in all, I just took a look at the pictures for this game of 9 The Last Resort, and really, it looked like a fantastic acid trip. And looked like the game might have been very interesting and compelling. And the fact that you got all those big names really involved really makes me think of Star Citizen in the way that they've been doing that lately.
Yeah.
Just with the high ticket actors that they bring in for this sort of thing. And I think it's great when you get that type of talent that wants to step in and really get involved in that sort of a thing. It brings a new life to the game and a new personality, and it brings in people who would not normally be involved in the gamer world, who are like, oh, well, they did this. Well, let me go check this out real quick.
Nice. No, yeah. And then here's the thing, just in regards to screenshots, here's some pictures that we have from Game Informer, some of the screenshots from the game. There's one of them, and then this is the other one of them.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I personally like a lot of the art in this. I like the fact of I kind of like where they went with the whole pop surrealism. I like kind of where they went with this, with the whole pop surrealism. Is where they went with the whole pop surrealism art, and the choice of artists that I think that they went with. I personally quite liked it, and I think it's amazing just all of the star power that they had behind this game, and it's amazing with how fast this thing quickly and quietly went off of the shelves. It's quite amazing because, again, like you said, Firebane, all the star power behind it. Rob De Niro, Cher.
Dave, take a moment. Swing the band hammer real quick, would you?
Ready, please.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right.
Sorry, folks. While we do appreciate the attention and everything like that, and we hope that you guys are enjoying the show, we're covering a lot of different news stories and things of that nature, and you may have to swing it again, by the way, Dave. It's one of those things. Come on, kids. Go touch yourself in your mom's basement a little more.
Oh, Lordy. Savagery.
Dave, actually, I just sent you a message on Kick. I'm also handling Twitter because I got people coming in from Twitter now.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay,
I want to jump on the channel, so.
Yeah.
That's why I've been actually quiet. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's no problem at all, Phoenix. No problem at all. And what's going on, Linkswolf? How you doing, man? We're just doing our usual thing. Just doing our usual thing with diving into the gaming world and talking about all the interesting stories that not many people might not have heard of, and talking about them and all that other fun stuffs. Oh yeah, and Streeter, it was just some dude doing a bot raid or something. It was.
And you banned him.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. But anyway, so enough of that though. So, 9 The Last Resort. I think it's quite an amazing find. I thought it was a great piece, to be honest. What do you guys think? What are your opinions?
I think for its day and age and during the time, I think that would seem like a really cool game. What about you guys?
I would love to get my hands on it if I could find a copy. Sounds fun.
Yeah. How about you, Phoenix?
So, as I said, I was half in, half out. I actually missed part of it because I was handling Twitter.
It's alright. No, yeah. The long and short of it is that this game, 9 The Last Resort, had such star power behind it. Robert De Niro, Cher, Steven Tyler, Joe Perry, Christopher Reeve, James Belushi. And yet, it quickly and quietly went off of the shelves after it was released in 96 because it didn't make that much of a splash.
But also, it's 96. Video games have changed since about 2000, really. Not to say they haven't been changing forever, but 2000, I think, is when it really started to boom, with the consoles and stuff,
Yeah,
that's right.
And
more commercials.
Video games really weren't the thing that was going on at the time.
That's true, yeah.
I mean, they were with the right audience. I mean, sure, we were called nerds, and that wasn't a good comment at the time, but
like they've
we were still around. I mean,
yes.
I was 96 is when I went off to the service. I was already well involved with all the different consoles and going to internet cafes to play things. And
Oh, man.
Right, but I
like,
mean, you got to think the
back
average.
in my day, damn it!
You got to think though, the average household did not have, consoles like they do now.
That's true, yeah.
No, to the level that they do now, no. Did they? Yes. The Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, Sega, Genesis, those were all things that people had, and you used to be able to sit there and you'd brag to your friends, "Hey, hashtag, how you doing, buddy?"
What's going on? Hashtag pew pew.
It's one of those things that back in that time, yeah, people had it, and you'd sit there, you'd play it, you'd have fun with it. But you're right, to the level that it is now, absolutely not. You didn't go to school and brag about how you did in a video game back then. That's not something that you went and boasted about. And, cosplay was a surefire way to get your underwear pulled over your head and shoved into a locker. Trust me, I know, I tried it one Halloween. I was Gambit. So,
Oh.
no one got it.
Oh, God.
Okay, couple people got it. I didn't dare try for the Star Trek uniform.
Oh, Lordy.
So, but it's changed. In today's world, it's what's cool. It is what everyone wants to be able to boast about. It's what everyone brags about. They go for that true feeling of being the video game nerd or geek or whatever you want to call it is what's in. It is not cool to be an idiot. It is really cool now to be technologically savvy and be able to talk just as much trash about how you did in a game as to how you did on a football field.
No, yeah, that's true. It's amazing where it's amazing the rise because when you look at like old movies, you always see the geeks and the nerds always as being the targets of all the bullies and whatnot, and them looking like the quirky, just the and you think to yourself, and it's like you think to yourself, man, back then they didn't think that it would catch on like it does now. Now, to be a geek or to be a nerd is something that's tossed around with pride, and you see everybody like really getting involved with the scene. It's like it's grown exponentially, and now like nerd pop or geek culture, and nerd culture, it's almost become a societal norm, and it's great. And to me, it feels great.
I think it's amazing. Honestly, it's something to take pride in. We've taken over, assholes. Fuck off. Pardon my language. But I think it's simply amazing that intelligence and aptability is now revered. It is what is held on a pedestal. It is the ability for our society to be able to excel itself at an unbelievable pace forward. And the fact that the youth kids now are light years ahead of where I was. And Phoenix, I know you're not too far behind me. I'm not going to say your age or anything of that nature, but you know that kids now, we're fucking idiots when we were kids compared to where these kids are now. I can't fathom the amount of computer technology. I remember when, yes, I'm pulling an old man Firebane here. I remember when they put the first computers in school, and we were all like, whoa, that's what I was talking about with that little turtle icon thing. They sat us down and said, this is a computer. And you were like, what the hell is this? Is it TV? It's like, you turn the channel. Yes, we used to turn, this is turning a channel on the old school TV, by the way. Not just playing with, anyway. So, it's one of those things where back then, we would have never seen this. You would have never seen the technology the way that it moves now. The fact that kids are learning basic programming languages in grade school, for some of them. I'm not saying all, but some of them are. Hold on, I have a quick comment from Firewife real fast. Yes, dear?
But on the flip side of the coin, they're taking away teaching cursive writing.
She is right. But from that flip side of the coin, I don't mean to make this a rant about kids or anything in school. On the flip side of the coin, they're taking away things like cursive writing.
That's true.
I feel that for every person that wants to take away cursive writing, you need to sign your name. Because he'll tell me, how's your kid going to sign their name when they don't know how to do cursive?
Yeah, this is
So,
true.
I feel that while things are moving ahead, we're going backwards on some. So, okay, that's all I had to say about that.
Yeah.
Now,
I just did a quick test just because my signal went wonky for some reason. But Katie, please continue.
thank you. But not to offend you, Firebane or Phoenix. Just kidding. But what I was saying is just the fact that now, like, video games are advertised almost as much, if not more, than a lot of TV shows and movies that we see. Whereas back then they were not as advertised as much, unless it was like the Pac-Man or the dog.
I agree. I totally agree. Hey, Corgi.
Hi, Corgi.
Hello, Cody Kamada.
And I don't take offense to it. I don't know how I would. By the way,
I know,
Phoenix,
I'm
if
just
you want to
saying.
jump in here, please do at any point. But it's, I think that in a lot of ways, my wife and I were talking about this, how movies keep rehashing themselves. Video games are providing storylines that are far superior to anything that movies have been doing lately. I think that the storylines in these games are compelling. They're bringing us in. They're capturing our imagination. They are getting you emotional. They're taking you through real-life situations. I saw that there's this one game, and it was actually a really booming success, and it was the saddest situation, but it was a real-life situation. It was you play a parent who has to basically deal with a baby that's got cancer. And you go through the entire emotional roller coaster from the beginning to the very end where you lose the battle. Then it brings you through all of that. And it's an interactive game that takes you through the emotions that these parents went through. Now, this is just one part. This is what video games are doing. They're allowing us to reach out to each other and tell a story in a way that we've never been able to do before, to really capture the imagination and take it the way, like in a novel almost, to really let you capture the mind and go to fantastic places, horrible places, or to realistic places.
Yeah, and actually, just to kind of discuss this, I guess, for a little bit, because I reminisce back to a small question Jeremy Clarkson asked on Top Gear when he said, "Can a car be art?" Well, here's what I'm going to ask: can a video game be art? What do you guys think about that? Can a video game be art?
Why not?
Phoenix?
Hashtag, thank you very much for the host, my man.
Yes.
As I said, I'm still handling Twitter. Like, you'd be amazed on what's going on right now. I think it'd be fun.
I think that yes, video game is art. And,
I've listened to what's going on, but guys, this is absolutely insane. Like, as I said, just Twitter alone right now, I've got people left and right. There should be follows coming in soon.
Very cool.
Oh,
Hey.
Wow.
I think that video game is art. I mean, you have artists who jump into who specifically do their art around video games, and I think it's spectacular. Some of the most beautiful art you'll find in there. Oh, please, by all means.
Well, I was gonna say, one of the games that you're talking about that can be art. For instance, Parappa the Rapper. That was an old PlayStation 1 game, and that was technically art in its form because of the rap. I mean, and now that's another one that's actually being remastered for console.
This is true, yeah. And then
Sweet Mario thinks it can be art.
all right, yeah, definite. And I mean, me personally, I also believe that a video game can be art because yes, there's a lot of science behind it. There's programming languages, mocap sessions, and getting a lot of like hard, tangible facts and knowledge, especially when you're doing stuff like like for instance, Uncharted or Far Cry or Call of Duty, like a lot of the historical games, when you got to get those concrete facts, and yeah, that's the hard science to it. But then, where the artistic flair comes in is the imagery, it's in the storytelling, and it's in how you portray and take the player through the game. Because that's when you come out of those games, you have people saying, either they hated the game and it was complete crap, or they love the game and they want to do it again and again. You know? I think definitely video games can be art.
I think that the other aspect is video games are a collaboration of art. From the voices to the music to the, like I said, the sound and the visual aspect. I think this is a collaboration of many different art forms all come together as one.
Yeah.
And to go off of that, with the different artworks, you choose what games you want to play based on the art style, how realistic it is versus how fantasy-like it is, or how anime-like it is, or even how cartoonish it looks. So art has a lot to do with it, and it has to do with how you pick your styles.
Well, as you mentioned, the cartoonish. I mean, look at Borderlands.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at
cartoonish, but it's art.
Yeah, and Team Fortress 2, look at that. Team Fortress 2, cartoony as hell, but if you really stop and look at the quality of the work on that, it is breathtaking. I mean, just breathtaking on there.
I mean, even like some of the realistic ones, for instance, we'll say,
Oh, did he?
I don't know what this, you know, one of my favorite games, Alien Isolation. You know, look how they did the Xenomorph. That is realistic. You know, I tried playing that game in VR, never again.
Oh, God.
Yeah, never again. Yeah, we'll just leave it at
Anime
that.
too.
Yeah, I mean...
sorry, another form would be like the Resident Evil 7 trailer. That's another one.
And by that same token, you can go the other direction. From what I was saying with the collaboration, I play a game called Black Rose. Black Rose, not the best graphics. It really does look like something out of the 90s, possibly, or maybe I'll even go as far as to say into the early 2000s. But it's the collaboration of the music and the background noise that really puts you on edge, that makes you scared, that makes you sit there and tense up. If you look at the graphics of it, it's cheesy as hell, but that doesn't matter because it's the way that they formulated everything together that ties into your emotions.
That's true, yeah. That is very true.
Art comes in many forms.
Yeah, and actually, I think my personal opinion, if anyone like ever, if any random person, even if way before we talked about this, ever came up to me on the street and asked me, you know, could a video game be art? To be honest, the first game that would come to my mind is the Jet Set Radio series, and most particularly Jet Set Radio Future, because the animation in that game is so beautiful. Cell animation, and it works so well. I remember the first thing about that game that I was drawn to was all of the imagery and the graphics behind it. It was great. And then even some of the Telltale games too. Like if there's one company, in my personal opinion, I think that's known for their art, it's Telltale. Telltale's art is always on point for me. 2 thumbs way up for that. Like, I'm not sure how many of you guys have played any Telltale games, like Telltale's The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us. Is anybody like Firebane? Have you happened to come across any Telltale games?
No, sir.
I would definitely
recommend.
recommend.
One of the Batman's is Telltale.
Yeah, they're doing Batman the Telltale series. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Then. Yeah.
Yeah. If you ever get the chance, Firebane. Like for me, my first Telltale game was The Wolf Among Us. I still have yet to play through the rest of that, but I would definitely recommend that as your first Telltale game, The Wolf Among Us. The art, very nice. Very nice. The story is also quite good. I highly recommend it. Yeah, right, hashtag Wolf Among Us. Love it. Oh, so something actually just came to mind. If you guys don't mind me sharing, because just looking at the pictures that we have right here, I have another story that I actually want to talk about with you guys. Just because, especially speaking of the Nintendo Switch recall, if I may be so bold as to share.
Of course.
All right. Well, I hope you guys are prepared for this, because this is something that has been given very little reasoning on. Now, granted, there's a little bit of old news, but this was still something that I think should still be brought to people's attention. So, this was from GameSpot.com, and it was last updated by Chris Pereira on the 4th of January. On the 4th of January this year. So, the headline: Amazing Spider-Man and TMNT games pulled from Steam, PSN, and Xbox stores. Anyone looking to pick up a new digital copy is out of luck. and he writes, and I quote, "A number of Activision's licensed games are no longer sale on digital storefronts as of this week, including those in the Spider-Man and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series. Reports recently began to come in that The Amazing Spider-Man and The Amazing Spider-Man 2 had both disappeared from Steam, the PlayStation Store, the Xbox Store, and the eShop. Meanwhile, it's also been discovered that fellow Activision game Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants in Manhattan has also disappeared from the digital platforms it was available on. Activision has not made any formal announcements regarding the game's removals. GameSpot has followed up with the company and will report back with any response we receive. While licensed games have disappeared from digital stores numerous times in the past, including some of Activision's, the TMNT one comes at a surprise. The Amazing Spider-Man games were released in 2012 and 2014 respectively, whereas the Platinum Games developed Mutants in Manhattan debuted less than a year ago in May 2016. Games are typically delisted due to licensing agreements expiring, but that's an awfully short time for it to have been available. Previously purchased versions of these games will remain playable, and physical copies remain in circulation. Unless something changes with the digital availability, the latter will be your only way of getting your hands on any of these games in the future." Unquote. So,
Why?
I have no idea. I read this, and I was quite surprised that there was literally no reason that was given. They just started randomly disappearing. It was almost like, how do I put this? Because I'm trying to think. It pretty much disappeared literally like Flight 19 over Fort Lauderdale. Literally just like that. Gone. It's quite mysterious to me, particularly.
So it's like the
Makes you
last
wonder.
game we talked about?
Just a little bit, yeah. Except the thing is this made a bit more of a splash than 9 The Last Resort quickly and quietly going off, because 9 The Last Resort was very quiet, and it was like, everybody forgot about it after a while. This one,
Or nobody knew about it.
or nobody knew about it. Yeah, exactly. But this is up on the internet. This has been up on the internet. This has been reported out to many people, and it's quite confusing that especially if, like, say if this is the reason that they're going off of, that it's licensing agreements or something. I'd be really surprised if the agreement had actually expired that fast. I mean, it's something that kind of catches you from left field, at least in my personal opinion. Like Phoenix, Firebane, what's your guys' take on all this?
I don't know. Phoenix, by all means, please cover. I don't have too much to say on this one.
Neither do I. Like, I was going to go off your comments.
Oh.
Yeah, I really have nothing to say on this one.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Basically, it's a mystery. It should be given to the Mystery Shack, period.
this is true. I think. Does this mean that we have to build a building now called the Mystery Shack, where we put all of the stories that are the mystery into that shack, and hope that somebody will come along and open the Mystery Shack?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Or at least shed some light on some of them.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping so too.
The Shack Files.
Yeah. This is that's definitely those files.
Cold
Oh.
case.
Yep, the cold case. The cold case files. Oh man. Yeah, I'll be putting this in the chat for all of you guys to read. Granted, I know this was a bit of a little blurb, but still I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on this.
They never existed. It was a figment of the imagination.
Oh god. Is this the Matrix?
Who knows? Do you really know when you're in the Matrix?
No. I don't want it to be the Matrix.
So, can I ask this? If you don't mind, if I'm in a segment here, or
Yeah, shoot,
switch
please
over
go
here.
ahead. Please go ahead.
So let me ask this: how many people here are drinkers?
I'm a bit of a drinker.
Okay, great. So one thing I'm going to start doing occasionally while we're here on the show, guys, I'm going to start doing a review of one drink or another. Not every time, just during special occasions. And I have one to kind of go over, if you guys are okay with that today.
Okay.
To sample. Are you guys okay with that?
That's totally fine. And
All
actually,
right.
Firebane, I'm trying to remember Firebane. Aren't you going to be reviewing a tequila tonight?
Well, yes, Dave. Yes, I am. There
Oh.
will be tequila involved in this. Yes.
So does that mean that it is does that mean that it is tequila time?
I was thinking the same song.
I know. It's impossible.
That's just racist. I'm just damn it. I'm really. They have so many new songs now.
They do.
And then like that. There's rum and Red Bull.
It's none other. You're right. Tequila.
Not Rum and Red Bull.
I am not normally a tequila person because I am Scottish and Irish. So when you're Scottish and Irish and you drink tequila, you burn whole towns to the ground.
Oh God.
And so generally, I don't regulate this. But for Christmas, my brother-in-law bought me a very special bottle of tequila. So what I will be reviewing, this is the Malargo tequila, their Añejo tequila, which he told me, no, you're not a tequila person. I'm showing you this because it's got that glass sculpture on the inside here.
Ooh, what is that?
And that is part of the agave plant, which is what tequila is made of. That's a sculpture of an agave plant. So I'm going to open this up here because I've been holding off, and really, guys, I've been itching to try this so badly. But I'm like, no, save it for gamers in need. I will. Damn it, we're going to do this live on the show, which I'm doing now. So we're opening up the case. I'm trying not to cut my thumb open because that would be unfortunate. You know, nice sharp thingy here.
Oh Lordy.
I'm allowed to play with sharp tools sometimes. And they didn't make this thing open. Oh, yeah, if you wouldn't mind, thank you.
I mean,
I have 10 million sharp pointy things here in the house. Oh, I'll tell you what, next time we're live together, I will do a tour of my sharp pointy things. This is nice. Okay. So I'm going to pull this out right now. Gorgeous bottle, as we can see this right here. That's the bottle of tequila. This is the Añejo. This is their top of the line, which my brother-in-law, thank you very much, fire brother-in-law. And I'm going to open this up, deal with the plastic. You know, now that I think about it, I probably should have opened this up before the show.
It's all right. I mean, hey, they have unboxing videos on YouTube for some kind of reason.
I know. So let's go ahead. We're going to pull the cork.
Ah, that iconic cork pop.
Now the initial smell.
Made me cry a little.
It definitely has that smell where you can smell the agave in there. If you've ever smelled agave, it's always got that earthy sort of smell to it.
Yep.
Which is any tequila type thing. But this has a very nice sort of scent. We're going to put this into. This is my tasting glass right here, as you can see.
Oh, it's so tiny.
Look, the size that matters, all right? It's how it holds the drink, damn it. Okay, so we're going to try this out right now. We're going to pour a little bit of this in here.
oh, I love that sound.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got this here, and now we're going to try this. And no, I'm not going to sit here and go, let's do shots. I'm not going to dump salt on my hand and bite a lime and all that. When you're drinking sipping alcohol, don't do the usual shooter shit. So let's try this.
Here we go.
Bottoms up.
Let's do.
No, I'm kidding. This very smooth. Initial tastes gets the mouth watering, and that's a good sign right there. When it does this, hold on. Oh yeah, I'm a pussy bitch, people. The initial impact, you can taste the agave in there, but this is going to have kind of like this more mellowish flavor to it. It's very smooth, very watery. I'm not saying it's watered down. When I say very watery, I mean that you're not going to notice the initial impact. There's not a burn right off the bat.
Yeah.
You get that slight burn towards the end of there. There's almost a hint of like cookie in there with the sort of undertoning taste in there. Very nice caramelly sort of flavor. This is, they caramelize the agave plant and they really age it and roast it just right. And this, not bad, guys. I would definitely give this 2 thumbs up on this one. As a non-tequila drinker, this I would enjoy. It's got just a slight smoky hint in there. In it. It definitely leaves a beautiful aftertaste. It doesn't leave your mouth too dry afterwards. In fact, it's very nice and watery, meaning making your mouth water type watery. And I'd highly recommend it. If you guys want to go and pop the expense on it and you like tequila, go with this one.
Interesting.
Any questions? Answers?
You're making my mouth
actually,
water.
actually, Firebane, I gotta ask,
Sounds good.
cookie? Like that's an
Yeah.
undertone in there, cookie?
Yeah, hold on. Wait. Let me just hold on. I'm going to sample just a little more here. Just a slight touch in there. Just
Wow.
barely. And that's kind of like that sugary sort of flavor.
Okay.
So this has a sweet taste into it.
All right.
Agave.
Where you don't always get that with tequilas. Usually tequila, basically you take a shot of tequila and you forget where you left your pants.
Oh Lord.
And this one, though, this is very nice, very smooth. It's got that sweet touch in it that really sort of comes out in the embodiment of it. I would not have expected this from a tequila. So heads up, if you're going to try it, Malargo, they're Añejo. And from what I see, it's just about $100 a bottle. But well worth the expense on this one. I would highly recommend it, people.
All right. I can dig it. I can definitely dig it. I mean, granted, I don't usually drink tequila a lot, but I'm always up for trying hard liquor if I'm ever offered. So I will definitely keep my eyes up for
Feel
it.
it too, so that's what's even better. It's all nice and warm and fuzzy inside, like I swallowed a hamster.
Dave, you need more tequila in your life. Just saying.
What's that?
Dave needs more tequila in his life. Just saying.
All right, Dave. Dave, we're gonna get you hooked right up, my man.
Oh God. Somehow I don't like
All
the
right.
sound of that.
You brought it on yourself, buddy.
Oh
Well,
God.
I think that's all that I really had for anything here. I'm going to step off to start taking care of what I need to get things going on my end. But guys, I wanted to say thank you for having me on here.
Yes.
Very much as always. It was a pleasure to see you, Phoenix and Katie Cat. Always a pleasure to see you and you as well, Dave.
All right. The
It's always
pleasure
fun.
is
I
always
will
ours
see
to have you, Fireman.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
All right,
I will
and then just before you go, so guys, now granted, I know Firebane's kind of stepped away right now, but if you guys get the chance, go ahead and follow Firebane, and go ahead drop him a follow on his channel. It's definitely worth a follow. There are a couple of his followers right here in chat right now, and I can definitely tell you, especially myself as a personal follower, and then I think Katie as well. Very good streamer, very good
Always
quality.
follow
Go
his
ahead,
links.
drop him a
Oh,
follow.
you guys are making me blush.
We love you, man.
Oh, thank you.
Mm.
Well, also to any of my followers, make sure that you guys give Katie Cat a follow. Give Phoenix a follow too. Spectacular people. Even Dave the Nut, he plays with his nuts all the time, and who doesn't enjoy a good nut playing? I mean,
Damn
really,
it.
folks. All right, guys, I will catch you all on the flip side, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you, Firebane.
Night, Bane.
Oh boy. Alright, so now here's the thing, guys. If you happen to see me do a little bit of editing, I just need to kind of reset some stuff over here, but we're gonna keep going on like it's normal. Yay! So yeah.
What is normal?
Oh God, we're not gonna get all philosophical, are we?
No, it just had to be a Bane.
Oh God. Alright, so I had I've actually got a couple of glitch picks that I definitely wouldn't mind showing off to you guys.
Dave, just an FYI, I'm not sure if you're seeing this, but
Yes.
my head got cut off when he just
And I
disconnected.
got cut off too.
Yeah, it's oh boy. Wow.
He left us.
Oh
Now we're
God.
halves.
No, would you stop it with stop it with the unscripted script, the unresponsive script, Gerg.
Wait, me or Phoenix?
No, my computer was doing the unscripted script crap.
How dare you, computer?
Yeah, I know, right? How freaking dare it? How freaking dare it?
That's
Stupid
a
computer.
timeout for you, computer.
Oh God. Sorry guys, this is technical difficulties. We gotta edit some stuff over here.
Make Dave panic just a hair.
Yeah, it's entertaining. At least you have a forehead. I don't even have a forehead.
Well, here's what's worse is you notice how Dave is untouched.
Yeah, Dave has the best.
He set
He
it
scared
up.
himself first.
Dagnabbit.
Love you,
Why
Dave.
is it always me?
Because you're in control.
Oh God. Oh, for
Come on, you just
Christ's
tell the
sake.
babysitters.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Um, so, how was your guys' day?
Aww.
uh,
Which part? The fact that I actually left and went to the hospital, or no?
Oh! What?
oh crap.
Why?
I got starting to get a case of or not pneumonia, but bronchitis, and getting over the flu.
Oh, I'm
Ouch.
sorry.
Knew about the flu. Bronchitis part's shitty.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Well, I hope you feel better soon. That's really sucky.
Yeah,
That's why I look like hell. Like, I got the bags under my eyes and everything. I'm just, ugh.
Well, you look good for looking like hell. Just gotta say that.
Apart from it, I look better when I'm healthy.
I'm sure everybody looks better when they're healthy, no offense. I think that's why it's called healthy.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Jeez. Okay. No, yeah, but that sucks, Phoenix. But I'm glad that you're out and that you're out and about.
Oh, yeah. I think I said it in your Discord, if I'm right.
I think you
Do you
did.
have a Discord?
I've got a Discord.
No, I meant Dave. Dave has a Discord?
Yeah. No. Yeah. That reminds me.
I'm not in your chat room.
No. Yeah. I should.
How dare you?
I need to send you the invite.
Oh, I'm back!
Well, yeah, sort of. I got to do the whole recropping thing again because I am not subtle with this at all. Because
We just see our faces on the Skype.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just, yeah, guys, you get to see a little bit of a thing behind this. You get to see a little bit of the behind the scenes stuff because I'm not subtle with this at all. Especially because I'm not subtle about the fact that Phoenix is kind of slowly getting his head sort of squashed in. If this was a garbage compactor, he'd be having half of his face. Oh God, it's like I don't know. It's like a copy machine or something. I don't know. I'm just kind of making things up as I go along. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we've
This is
noticed
so
that.
bad.
Can I just say this is not as fun as it looked in Star Wars?
No, I know, right? It's not as fun as it looked in Star Wars. I don't think it was meant to look as fun in Star Wars as. I don't know.
Harrison Ford makes a lot of things look fun.
Yeah, that
So
is
does Carrie
true.
Fisher.
Harrison Ford does make a lot of things look fun.
May she rest in peace.
Carrie Fisher, rest in peace. Same thing with Debbie Reynolds too.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started.
Oh God.
I know I brought it up, but don't even get me started. I said I know I brought it up.
Yeah.
I admitted that flaw.
Yeah, this is very true. But I thank you for admitting it. Thank you for admitting it. Now, yeah, let me see. I'm just trying to think now because I do have some glitch of the day pictures that I would like to show, and I've also got my gem of gem of the week as well, actually. But speaking of gem of the week, have you guys come across any particular indie games you guys want to talk about at all, or do you guys happen to venture a lot into the indie game scene at all?
There was one, but I don't know where it's at.
I don't think so
I can't
as
find
much as you guys. I have that one friend that like goes, I have every game in the world and let's play it, and then I get hooked and have to go and buy it when I get home. So
I see.
Like every game in my life. That's why I have the whole Saints Row series. It's really bad, but I'm kind of obsessed with it.
Well, I mean,
Maybe that was a new one.
Yeah, I think it's probably long overdue with coming out with a new one, like a fair amount of these games.
Well, the problem is they would have to like restart the series or change the series because they destroyed the planet. So the next thing would be sorry, spoiler alert, I should have said. So the next thing would be like Ruler of the Galaxy or something. I don't know how they would do that. So it's either that or start over if they continue the series.
Yeah, that is a fair point. That is a very fair point.
They might go back in time because they had Emily Dickens. Apparently, they saved her from history. So that is another possibility. I got another spoiler. I'm sorry. I need to say spoiler alert before I start talking.
Oh, jeez. So, well, I mean, that's not bad. That's not too bad. I mean, because I mean, think about it. Grand Theft Auto. They did Grand Theft Auto 5. They're still keeping that going. Saints Row's been having a very strong run as well.
Well, Saints Row was made to make fun of Grand Theft Auto, but it was loved so much that because they literally killed the character at the end of the first game, that it was loved so much that they were like, okay, we'll just bring you back from the dead. And it literally was a joke. They literally did not think they were going to sell and be as popular as they were.
Really? Well,
yeah.
Well then,
they were wrong.
Yes, they were. They were extremely wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much the old saying of crap. I'm not sure what old saying I even want to refer to now. I'm usually the one that's chock full of old sayings.
I think you're a little distracted.
Yeah, kind of, because I don't know how to edit all of this on the fly.
There's like 3
I'm actually in the same spot right now with being distracted because I'm answering people from Twitter, and I need to keep up on Twitter more often.
No, yeah, this is true. This is true. And just to reiterate, because we're speaking to Twitter right now, for all of you guys out there that are looking to get more alerts about the Gamers Roundtable and whatnot, and if you guys ever have a story you guys want to talk to us about, again, just go ahead and follow gamers_and_mead and at DaveTheNut1, and also go ahead and follow Katie Cat and Phoenix over here. They also have Twitter. Katie's is at KatieCat22, as I remember correctly, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes, and then Phoenix, yours is Noob Wrecked, right?
Actually, believe it or not, it's the same as my Twitch handle. I just changed the top name of it.
Ah,
so
okay.
So Phoenix Rising 28, but so everyone is well aware, I'm not on Twitter all that often.
Gotcha.
When it comes to social media, I hate it. I'll be the first one to admit it. I hate it with a passion. So
Really?
I avoid it like the plague.
Interesting.
Follow him, but don't actually expect him to be on there.
I'll follow back. It just might take 3-4 weeks.
Interesting.
And we're fixed.
Hopefully. Yeah, that is true. That definitely is something. Wait, what the hell just happened? Crap.
You lost it?
No, I needed to move something. Okay. There we go. Alright, we're fixed. Yay, you can see everybody now. Alright, awesome.
And I just got good news.
What's that?
Website will be up and running within 2 days.
Yay, congrats.
Yes.
Oh, I'm on it. Yay, tell us.
Okay, so just so you guys are wondering what this website is about, well, I don't know, guys. Do we want to tell them?
I mean, I'll leave that decision to you. I'm fine with whatever.
Okay, I think because it's safe to say that we've got a fair amount of people involved with this. Basically, everybody right now, what is in the works is that basically myself, Gamers and Mead, Katie Cat, Phoenix, and Firebane, and 2 more streamers, and 3 other streamers.
3 others.
3 other streamers that we have are going to be coming together to form a stream team. That's right, you heard it first. It's not the A team. It's not the dream team. It's the stream team. It is a stream team. We're going to be forming a stream team together, and what will this mean for us in the future? A lot of good things. A lot of good things. Granted, a fair amount of things need to be ironed out and what those good things will be, but know that there will be a lot of good things. There will be a lot of good things. So keep your eyes open, because there are going to be big things on the horizon. There are going to be big things on the horizon. So keep your eyes open. Look out. Look out under your bed. Look into your closet. Look through your telescope. I'm just pulling stuff out of my head. I don't even know what I'm saying. Pickles? What?
Okay.
I'm actually working on it. The name will be trademarked, by the way.
Oh, let's make sure to reveal the name only after the trademark has come through.
It won't matter either way because I've literally been handling this as we speak through email and through correlation with a few people I know. So it doesn't really matter because now since it will be in the process, yep.
I see. Okay.
So the name can be released.
So, all right. Well, you heard it first. So be sure to. I'm gonna put a little hashtag in the chat. So go ahead and spread this hashtag around. Spread the word. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Tell your parents. Tell your babies. Tell your family dog.
Had your wife?
Well, actually, no. Tell your kids, tell your wife, tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your babies, tell your family dog, tell anybody that's got 2 eyes, a pulse, and a working internet connection to come over here and watch this fun stuff, and also tell them that there is going to be chaos. There is going to be chaos is a coming. Chaos is a coming. The coalition of chaos.
Yep.
But on that note, so we got we got some fun things to talk about. And while I'm actually preparing some of my some stuff for Glitch of the Day that we have for the stuff that we have for Glitch of the Day today, I've actually got something that I would love to talk about for my gem of the day. Like I talked about with some with asking you guys about indie games, because this is an indie game I have been keeping my eyes on for a little bit, and I really, really want to get it. I really, really do. Really want to get it. And I just need to be able to make sure I got enough cash for it. But
Is this the one that we were talking about the other day that was similar to JSRF?
exactly it. And that's the picture that I have right over here in the center of the stream. It is called Hover: Revolt of Gamers. And like Phoenix just mentioned, there's many people are hailing this game as the spiritual successor to the original Xbox hit Jet Set Radio Future, which is the sequel to Jet Set Radio. This is for just a little bit of context. Jet Set Radio and Jet Set Radio Future came out in the, I want to say, mid to late 90s, I believe. It was within 1990s, 2000, around there. And this game is the basic futuristic setting is that it's a futuristic dystopian Tokyo that's being run by a repressive regime that's not allowing anybody to have any fun. And essentially, these skater gangs who love putting up graffiti all over the place just run around, kick ass, and take names. And that's literally it, but it's so awesome. And that's a very simplified version of the game. Definitely go ahead, look for it, take a gander on the internet for yourselves. There's gameplay videos of it all over the place. There's some copies that are still floating around, and believe me, it's worth every single penny. It's hailed as one of the greatest Xbox hits of all time. Now, Hover: Revolt of Gamers is very similar to Jet Set Radio Future because it features a lot of the same artwork style that JSRF does. Instead of blading, roller skating, this time it's actually parkour. It takes a little bit of Mirror's Edge on that, and so it's basically you and other gamers are basically parkour running, graffiti tagging rebels that are in a dystopian future that are trying to rebel against the regime that is essentially bring fun back into the dystopian future that you are living in. It's really, really cool. I've seen gameplay footage, I've seen pictures. It looks fantastic. For me personally, I have not been sponsored by this game at all. Nobody's come to me and said, "Hey, you're going to ruthlessly promote this game and you're going to praise every last bit of it." This is straight up, firsthand, straight personal opinion. I personally believe that this game looks fantastic, fan-freaking-tastic, and I cannot wait for it. I cannot wait to get it.
What I've seen, it does look amazing.
It does. Can I just say though, your description of it makes it sound like Kids Next Door from Cartoon Network.
I'm not gonna deny that. I'm not gonna deny that.
Which isn't a bad thing. I loved that show.
Ditto. Loved Kids Next Door.
And the movie.
Oh God, the movie. Oh, that movie was memorable. That movie was memorable.
Yes,
I
it
loved
was.
Yeah.
I'm still creeped out by the siblings.
The delightful children from down the lane, they were as creepy as
Yes.
hell. So
They still are. They still are.
Oh Christ. Oh Christ. Jeez. But yeah, so outside of that, so now we move into one of our favorite segments, that segment that you all know and love, that legendary segment called Glitch of the Day. Now
I remember very, very vividly. We couldn't, because of the internet issue last time when I was on here.
That's
we
true.
couldn't get my one glitch to show up.
Yeah, the Warframe
And
glitch.
I had like what, 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, for those of you guys that might not be aware, Phoenix's highlights, some of his highlights, are absolute rage quit glitch moments from Warframe, DBZ Xenoverse, Sweet G... Yeah, Xenoverse 2. Oh my god. Just... Oh, Lord.
One of them was just absolutely hilarious. The other one was actually, you know what? A lot of times I will rage on stream, and it's not near as bad. This one actually had me to the point I threw my controller and almost broke it.
Yeah.
And I have broken one controller over this game.
Oh, Christ.
It was bad. It was really bad.
Yeah. I watched the video, too. He was raging. But
Well, I mean, in a situation like that, you got to think, I was playing it for God knows how long straight. That was only just the last little segment of it.
Yeah.
That was when all that frustration finally built to the max. So,
yeah. That is true. And then the Warframe glitches.
that was great.
Yeah, those were quite funny. Those were quite funny. Oh god. The Warframe glitch, just, you fell right through the freaking floor. Oh my god, that was great. Okay, so this first one right here, I'm just gonna minimize this real quick and at the same time blow it up so that this way you guys can see it. So here's the first glitch pick of the day. So if you guys look really closely in the center of the picture right over here, look, so this is... Yeah, just for context, this is for the video game Tom Clancy's The Division. Yeah, the majority of my glitch picks have come from The Division, because, I'm sorry, that game is so full of fucking glitches, it is glorious.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, here, so I'm going to try to blow it up just a little bit more, because here, I'm not going to care if my camera is covered up, just so that this way everybody can see it. But you want to look right over in the center of the picture, right over here. Basically, this is my friend's gun, and he is reloading it. Somehow the gun jumped out of his hand and is being reloaded invisibly, just in the air. Like, what the fuck?
It looks like it's stuck to the shield.
Ghosts, anyone?
Maybe. Who knows?
I mean, there were hauntings last night. Just saying.
Oh god. Do we dare? Do we dare think that it could be ghosts?
Yes, we dare.
Holy shit.
No, yeah. But yeah, so I saw this, I'm like, what the hell is this bullshit? But no, it was just great. I loved it. So that was one glitch that I knew I just had to get. And then now this next one right over here. Oh my god. It was just too good for words. too good for words. So take a good look at how this guy died. I kill him, and then he falls to the ground, except look where he falls. He falls into the wall.
Is that
Looks
his
like he's
head?
a tad stretched.
Is he Mrs. Incredible's like brother?
I have no idea. I have no idea whatsoever. Well, I have no idea whatsoever. I'm just going to try to blow this up a little bit further so you guys can see it. So, I hope you guys... Do you see this? Do you see why I love getting my glitch picks from this game? Just the, just the shit that happens. Oh my god. It's glorious. Oh god. So that was one really great one. And then there was this one. This one you gotta really look for it. And again, I don't care if my camera's being covered up right now, so that this way you guys can see it. So take a look at this. This is a support station. This is usually meant to be on the ground. Instead, it is somehow in the air. Doing its thing, but in the air.
That's weird.
Yeah, right?
I was going to see if I can end up pulling up my, either that DBZ one or the Warframe one, but I'm having a little bit of issue with that right now.
Yeah, and plus I don't know how to do videos in OBS capture, at least as of yet.
Game capture, or not game capture, but window capture.
Oh yeah, that's right. But yeah, just it's amazing. And then now this other one though, this last one, because that was the last Division one, but this last one right here for this last glitch pick, this was actually from Warframe. So take a good look right in the center as to how this Grineer died. He somehow died doing a split.
Oh, how I remember those days.
Ooh, that looks painful.
Yeah, right?
Like, it literally looks like somebody, you know, like with the butchering where they, like, cut them right down the spine, the animals?
Yeah.
It looks like someone did that to that person, just left them there.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, that's all I see.
That's just, yeah. Oh, my God. Like, yeah, just looking at it, it's just like, oh, that's painful. Like, I'm feeling that. Oh, God.
Especially as a guy, you should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No offense.
No, don't worry about it. I just, yeah. If you somehow don't feel that, then you must have a high tolerance for pain. Anybody that's a guy in the audience. But yeah.
Matter of fact, I actually got that one brought up right now. The Warframe glitch.
Oh God. It's shoot, because I don't want to.
Bang?
Wait, what?
You said shoot, I said bang. I'm sorry, whenever somebody says shoot, I say bang.
No, that was perfect. Perfect timing. Oh God.
I'm gonna screen share it real quick.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how else. Yeah, screen sharing is probably going to screw up the video.
It's gonna be using my internet connection for it. It really shouldn't put any more hamper on yours.
Well, no. I'm not saying that. It's as in the video, like of where you guys are.
Yeah.
We'll see real quick.
You could sacrifice us for a glitch of the day or week or whatever.
Yeah, no.
This was like a week ago.
No, yeah, it's that's the thing. The video's all like it's literally sectioned off. It's no good.
All right.
Yeah. Believe me, as much as I want it to be otherwise, it's yeah.
Ooh.
What's up, Katie?
No, you can see it in his spot.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so... Whew, sorry, I had a brain fart right there, yeah. Oh, crap. Man,
Enjoying my time on this show, just saying.
well, I'm glad you are. I'm glad you are. Especially, I'm hoping you're having such a very glad time for me watching me suffer from CRS. That's also known as can't remember shit.
Ah.
Here, I'm gonna post
I'm
it.
used to it.
Yeah.
So whenever you get a chance, Katie, since I know you haven't seen it, here's the one that we were talking about. Here's the other one I actually raged.
Yeah.
The crunk.
Well, actually, I mean, like, yeah, and I think it'd probably take a little bit because I mean I've already done enough crazy show fuckery, with the cameras and whatnot. I think this would probably take a little bit.
I remember this one.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. There's a link to Phoenix's glitch of Phoenix's Warframe glitch.
And here's the
Number I lost
TBC.
track.
Yep. So go ahead, take a look at those links, and if you get the chance again, make sure you drop Phoenix and Katie Cat over here a follow. Their handles are already right here in the chat, so go ahead and click those. Just go ahead and click those and whatnot, because these two are really awesome streamers. I hope you guys get the chance to take a look at them, because they're really good. They're really good streamers. They're really cool people. Go ahead and give them a follow. And that's very weird. Just want to there we go. So, anyways, though, sorry if I seem to be stalling here, but I'm just trying to think. Does anybody else have any other topics to talk about, I guess?
Not me.
How about you, Phoenix?
No, not really.
All right. Okay. Well,
Dave, actually, I do have a question for you.
yeah,
Are
sure.
you streaming at all today or tonight?
To be honest, no. Actually, I'm not going to be streaming tonight. Actually, this would probably be the perfect time for me to make a small announcement, even though, granted, I don't exactly do a lot. As granted, I don't do a lot of streaming enough to be able to have like a how do I put this? I guess a large audience, but never mind though. But the point is that this is something that for those of you guys that do try to actively follow my streams, I thank you for that. This is a little announcement for you guys. I'm going to be switching up my streaming schedule. If I ever do stream at all, it is going to be during the day, because for those of you that might not know, I'm a grad student right now, and I've got and I have night school a lot. So the thing is, I actually need to retake a class because long and short of it, I bombed it for multiple reasons. But let's just say that I just need to get some things back in order with my life and with my priorities and everything else, and just my general prioritization skills, because I love Twitch streaming. It's like, yes, it's really great. But the thing is, I need to make sure I get my education done as well. But so that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop streaming. I'll still keep streaming. I'm just going to be streaming more during the day. I'm disorganized as all hell and then some. So for those of you guys that'll end up catching me stream at all, or if I announce any streams, it's going to be during the day. I'll make sure to keep you guys posted on times, and hopefully I'll have a bit more of a solid schedule for you guys to be able to follow whenever I stream. But it will most likely be during the day into maybe the early evening or something. So that's basically it. And I think on that note, we can probably wrap up tonight's session, yeah?
Yep.
All right. Well, hey, for those of you guys that stuck around, thank you so very much for viewing this this episode of the Gamers Roundtable. Again, make sure you follow everybody here in chat, and also make sure that you follow Phoenix Rising 28, Katie Cat 22, as well as Firebane, and as well as
the nuts.
Thank you. Yeah, also, I hope you guys that you guys like the show enough, and that you hope you can give me a follow. Just drop myself a follow, and then even also drop Gamers and Me a follow as well. And we thank you guys for coming out, and thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to listen to us jibber jabber and flibber flabber and talk our heads off. Me especially being the scatterbrain crazy as hell
dude that I am. Okay, but on the short of it, we thank you guys for coming out so much. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all that other fun stuff for everybody in here. And until next time, we will save you guys a seat at the Gamers Round Table. Have a good night, guys. Stay nuts, stay crazy, and keep on gaming. Because if we don't, nobody else will. Have a good one, guys. Good night, and thanks again for coming.